Hello and welcome to this video with me, Coach Reese. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So in this video, we're going to continue to take a look at the 3-4-3 formation, and we're going to focus on how we can play out from the back. As always, I will leave timestamps and chapters below. Let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to bring up the passing lanes between our defensive unit and midfield unit that we discussed in the previous video. How the team create these passing lines and then use them to beat an opposition press are really important when playing out from the back. When playing out from the back in the 3-4-3, we've got two options really, and they both focus on slightly different ways to position the defensive unit. And we'll take a look at both in a little more detail now. When we've discussed playing out from the back in other videos, in looking at other formations, we've always talked about this diamond that we need to create in this initial moment between our goalkeeper, centre-backs and our midfield unit. And with three centre-backs, we can still create that diamond, but it looks slightly different. So we'll have our goalkeeper, our two centre-backs to the left and right, and in this case we're going to use our central centre-back to be the point of the diamond. With this central centre-back, the role slightly differs from that as if it was a midfield player, because we can't necessarily position them beyond the opposition's front line. Because should the ball turn over, we still need them in a position where they might be required to defend. So the players who look to receive beyond this press within the 3-4-3 are our double pivot and our wing backs. And so the role of the central centre-back is to occupy the central area and potentially be used as a bounce pass to change the angle if required. And it stops the opposition striker from necessarily being able to engage our goalkeeper or the two wider centre-backs. And so when playing out from the back in the 3-4-3, we're still looking for those passes from our wider centre-backs into either our wing-backs or ideally our double pivot so we can progress centrally. As we do move further forward, the role of the central centre-back then becomes almost the team's quarterback. So they'll be used to change the position of the team's progression if required. So with this, there's a huge technical demand, especially on the central centre-back, because they can be used to, as we've just mentioned, switch the point of the attack or potentially play line-breaking passes if required. So with this in mind, we tend to see the team's strongest technician when we think about centre-backs being the centre of the back three. Think about Thiago Silva at Chelsea or David Luiz when he was at Arsenal. And the next option when playing out from the back in the 3-4-3 is to use an asymmetric back three. And if you watch Tottenham under Conte, this is something we see quite a lot, and this is because the structure and the profile of the players within the back three, they use Ben Davies as their left-sided centre-back, and naturally Ben Davies is a full-back. So this can impact how the team build up. So the way this is structured is we'll still have two centre-backs in the box, but this time in our example it's going to be our right centre-back and our central centre-back, with the left centre-back taking up a position that we might see a full-back take up, so they're outside the box and towards the wide areas. This then allows our double pivot to still be the players who look to receive beyond the press. A slight disadvantage with this is it can force the team to build down a certain side, and it's the side that we position our centre-back outside the box in that full-back position. Now, this might be a tactical choice by the team because it might be their strongest side and their best side of having success when building out. So it's kind of up to you to decide whether or not it's a strength or a weakness, but it can force the team down a certain side. And finally, as the 3-4-3 begins to move forward, what we will often see is our wider centre-backs look to travel beyond the opposition's front line. And this can help the team establish a numerical advantage in central areas, or potentially just even the numbers up if it's a 3v2 in the opposition's favour. and this can be really helpful when looking to progress forward within the 3-4-3. And so that's a look at how we can play out from the back using the 3-4-3. I do hope you found the video useful. If you did, I do have a Ko-fi page if you'd like to support myself and the channel. A big thank you to those that have already done so. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I've been Coach Reese. Have a fantastic day.